Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Paint Personify. I am your artist friend Preksha Jain and today I have come up with this very beautiful landscape painting in acrylics on canvas. Since it has a lot of details and many steps to follow, I have divided this video into 3 parts and will be posting each one consecutively for 3 days. So let's quickly begin with the basic sketching of the landscape on the canvas. Here I'm using brown shade of acrylic color and a medium sized round brush to create the basic outlines of the landscape. Firstly, try and divide your canvas in 3 different parts: the foreground, the middle ground and the background. This will help you define the detailing of each part as we move forward eventually. After defining these 3 grounds, now start to incorporate the key elements of your landscape like the trees, the mountains, and the roadways in this particular landscape. This way, you will be able to manage and compose your landscape well without making much mistakes during the drawing. Because once your basic drawing is correct, the whole landscape would come out really well once we are done with the final painting. If you want to learn more about the basic drawings of the landscapes, please feel free to leave your comments in the below section for me to guide you better and make more detailed videos on the drawing concept of landscapes. After the basic outlining is done, we will now quickly start painting the sky area where I will be using the shades of blue, purple, pink, yellow and white. We will quickly start with the blue shade on the top of the canvas and start blending it downwards, mixing it with a bit of white and purple shade in the sky. Here I am using a medium-sized mop brush to blend all the shades together, but you can always use a flat brush to blend all the shades together. As you can notice, I am making these very big strokes to blend all these shades together so that we get lesser brush marks during the blending. Moving forward, we will now add a shade of pink towards the mountain area and blend it further with the purple shade of the sky. Adding some deep yellow shade towards the right, we will now blend all of these shades together, making it as smooth as possible. You can easily do that by blending all of these shades together by using a bigger size brush and making bigger strokes throughout the canvas. Also, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that it can reach more and more people who are looking to learn to paint and start with their art journey. After we are done with the basic tone of the sky, we will now move forward to create the mountain areas, for which I am going to use raw umber, blue, white, grey, purple and pink here. Always remember one thing while making any landscape: the kind of colors and shades you use in your sky will be used throughout the landscape, as those will be reflected by the nature throughout. As you can see in the video, I have started to block this whole mountain area with raw umber shade, post which we will now add the tone of grey by adding some strokes throughout the mountains. Moving forward to our next step, I have taken a shade of raw umber and blue together to create a darker tone of brown and start giving more details of depth to the mountains. For this step, I am using a medium-sized round brush to create all these details. You can check all the details of the products that I use throughout the video in the description box below in case you like to purchase any of these. After adding the darker tone, I have now added a bit of grey to the same shade to provide the medium tone throughout the mountain range. After this step, I have now created this new shade of darker grey and pink added to it to add to the detailings of the mountains. As I mentioned previously, it is important to add the shades of the sky to the other parts of the landscape, as that way you will be able to give a more realistic approach to your landscape painting. Moving forward, we will now allow the mountain area to dry up a bit and start working in the sky once again. We will add a shade of pink above the right hand side mountain area to create the sunset effect. Blend this shade properly into the lower layers of the sky to give a uniform look. Moving forward, we will now add another shade of yellow to the same area right above the pink shade. Keep in mind to do these steps quickly, as you don't want the lower layer to dry up, as otherwise you will not be able to blend all these shades uniformly. Once we are done with the yellow shade, we will now add a bit of white and pink above that layer to merge all these together. If you are satisfied with your sky and don't want a second layer, you can always skip this step and keep your sky look more chic. After blending all the shades of the sky again, we will now move forward with the mountain area once again. As you can see, I am quickly going to add a shade of grey with a lot of water to the whole area of mountains to add a glaze effect onto the mountain area. After this area has dried up a bit, we will now add the tones of dark brown, black and some pink tones to the same area and add more tones of depth and shadow to create a 3D effect. For this step, you need to observe your reference image carefully and understand the essence of light and shadow to create a 3D effect. After we are done with this step, we are now done with this particular part of painting, and in next part I will be showing you how to create the foliage of this landscape by using different shades of green, brown and blue. So stay tuned for the same and hope you liked this video. So don't forget to like and share it with your loved ones who would love to learn how to paint. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye bye.